Trevor's very rarely short of things to say, but when he went off to speak to Ben Elton about his fourth novel, Popcorn, he could barely get a word in. However, he did get a chance to ask Ben what dictated his literary agenda this time.
The idea didn't come from the movie Natural Born Killers, or NBK as they say in Hollywood, because he made JFK prior to that. It was the reaction to Natural Born Killers that inspired me. The copycat killing debate suddenly became kind of white hot. It hadn't been that polarised since the days of Clockwork Orange, and in fact Natural Born Killers was banned in Britain just as Clockwork Orange was withdrawn. It struck me that if eminent journalists and writers could make such a very vigorous connection between real and artistic violence, then so could criminals, and in so doing could find themselves a very useful plea in mitigation. And that was the beginning of my story. I had this kind of brainwave. I was going for a walk in the bush in Australia, and I suddenly had this vision of a Hollywood director taken siege by two unutterably appalling punks who were attempting to get them to plead on their behalf and say basically, I made them, I'm responsible for them. And that was the basis of my comedy thriller.
What do you think the moral majority, these are the people who do claim there is a link between films like that and violence? Do you think, does the link exist?
Well, of course there's a link between violence. There's a link between art and life. I mean, art moves people. I'm going to say this tonight when I speak. I mean, of course, art, that's what it's for. I mean, if you wrote a love song and somebody said, oh, I fell in love with my girlfriend hearing your song, or I laughed so much I felt happy all day, you'd be delighted. So, you know, no artist could, accepting that, could then deny the possibility that people could be made to feel angry by art and made antisocial. I mean, the last thing on telly I saw maybe want to kill was the Shane Ritchie.
But do the relatives suing Oliver Stone for a part in the murder of whoever it was, do they have a case, do you think?
Well, I sincerely hope they lose it, just for your viewers who may not be aware of what's going on. I mean, in a way, I've proved myself rather prophetic, not pathetic, prophetic in this, in that Stone is currently being... My book concerns two criminals who are basically getting to the director. What's happening at the moment is a victim of random violence is suing Oliver Stone because some murderers murdered a load of people and rendered this woman paralysed from the neck down. Then it turned out they'd been watching MBK, and she's now suing Stone. He's never met her, he's never met the perpetrators, he's never been to the state in which it happened, I don't think. Now, if that case is won, there is no more culture. No Hollywood film will be insurable because nobody can possibly guess what will provoke people. Fred West watched Disney videos. Nobody can tell what may retrospectively be said to have been the red rag that provoked the bull. And so I sincerely hope, despite one's unending sympathy for this woman's predicament, that she loses what is in the long run a completely, as a real Aunt Sally of a case. Those criminals they may well have been, you know, made excited by that movie, but the whole environment they lived in, the drugs they take, the world they lived, the jobs they either did or didn't have. As Stone says, you know, the messenger in a way is being got here. You know, Stone in a way was mirroring. I think he mirrored a violent society in a deeply, pathetically kind of sexy way. I think it's an appalling movie.